the purpose of this video is to tell you about another video later on, which I'm going to be doing as the watch along. It's England v Scotland. Gio will be joining me in the build up. But I thought I'd make a video now and then use the opportunity to talk about a couple of West Ham stories. And not really a video on its own, but I would, I'd love it if you could join me. If you don't want to hear me prattling on, just want to watch the game, don't blame you. If you're going down the pub, don't blame you. But if you are at home and you fancy Hammers chattering a bit, I'll have the game on. I'll have the game on mute. We've got the live chat open and we can react and whatnot. Gio will be joining me at the start of the game, about 10 minutes before, to discuss the lineups. And so, yeah, I'll be going live at about 10 to 8. But you know what I'm like with technology, so it'll probably be about 7 minutes to 8. I'll intend for it to be 10 to. I'm not very good on my own. Gio normally does all the button pushing and all the rest of it. He'll be back on at half time as well, and we can discuss how heavily Scotland are getting thrashed. It might not. I'm not massively confident. I think England will win, should win. And as I understand it, there's a leaked team, which is Grealish is in it. I don't know if that's true, but apparently Reece James, Harry Maguire, John Stones, Luke Shaw. Well, that's a proper back four, isn't it? Seems like a back four, left back and a right back and two centre halves. And I believe Foden's been dropped for Grealish. But love Phil Foden, really do, but I think Grealish is just ready now. Do you know what I mean? I think Grealish is ready to dominate this tournament now. I think Foden could also dominate this tournament, but I also think Foden's best tournaments are to come. All right, so there you go. That's just what I think. Anyway, I want to see Grealish now. I think he can make a massive difference. I think if he gets in the team, plays well, you ain't going to shift him from the team either. So that's what I think about that. In terms of West Ham news, there's a link with Josh King again. I can't see it happening at all. Again, he's 29. There was something I was thinking the other day, actually, which is the age profile of our squad, which I know I mentioned in a video last week. I need a haircut, don't I? Say that, most of it. I don't need a haircut. I'll just wait for the rest of it to fall out. Anyway, the age profile of the squad is... they're going to be run. Look, we've got more fixtures. You can't rely on these guys just all the running. Basically, their fitness levels are going to dip. And there have been times sort of last season where I felt there's been a few occasions when different players have looked knackered, and you thought, Moisey needs to take them out of the team and give them a rest. So I do wonder how much we monitor it. And they're obviously going to be more knackered next season. Not that everyone's going to be playing week in, week out. Premier League Europe. But I do think that it might be beneficial to West Ham to have a couple more sort of 22, 23-year-olds in there rather than, buying more sort of 29, 30-year-olds. Pre-season match been agreed with Dundee, and there was something else as well. It's more than something else, actually. We've got something on Patson Daka. So Yarmolenko scored again yesterday. That was it. Leicester a bid for Patson Daka. You have to fancy that they get him. And he sort of fits, doesn't he? Because he is sort of a bit in the Jamie Vardy mould. So, look, I know that's a lot of people's favourite, would like him. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't get him. But I'm not sure we're really after him. Do you know what I mean? I've never felt that that's David Moyes' first choice. And he does suit Leicester's style far more than he suits West Ham style, which is why I find the other things more believable, one of which I'll talk to in a second. So Roman Yaremchuk scored for Ukraine. Was yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I don't know, it's hard. I watched it on highlights, so I think so, quite possibly. Nice finish, neat finish. Yarmolenko scored again, as I alluded to. Looks okay. Big player, tall player. Same thing, really, isn't it? Big and tall. Otherwise, if he's big and short, then you just got a little fat bloke running around, which is not but Benny McCarthy, isn't it, basically? So, yeah, that's interesting. Again, I'm not sold on it, but I need to see a little bit more. But he looks all right, and as I say, really good technique to finish his goal. Aaron Ramsey, I mean, I was a bit against it, and I am against it, particularly on those wages, and for the reasons I said about the age profile, but he played well for Wales. Didn't he play well for Wales? Showed him at his best, really. And it's, I don't know where he would play, but just that ability to ghost into the box from midfield and find space was excellent. Clearly, he's got some legs on it. Well, they've all got legs. You have to have legs when you sign a footballer. And he has legs, which is good. Otherwise, he wouldn't be very mobile around the pitch. But he showed his legs. Not like that. when he got back and made a tackle. So, you know, it was almost in the right back position. It's a box-to-box midfielder. Impressive player. If you could get him for not much, then I'd be really pleased about that. Leaks. It's raining. I hope there's no leaks. Otherwise, Martin will be getting you over to what do they do? To resin that roof, my friend. But no, there's no leaks. Fingers crossed. I shouldn't say that. I'm a bit superstitious. There's going to be leaks now. Anyway, there are links to us and Ross Barkley again. The real story, which I absolutely hated, by the way, was Hložek. Liverpool are really interested in Hložek. I mean, sometimes you get one opportunity to sign a player. One. I said it with Joe Rodon. I said, this is our opportunity to get him. Leave it another 2 years, you don't sign him. You can't sign him. He'll be a £40 million player. We missed that. This is the one time that West Ham can probably get this guy. If we don't, then he's just going to go on to bigger and better things. And yes, he's 18 and whatnot, but you don't get him when he's 22. You really don't. So this is the time to do it. And Liverpool apparently are massively interested. We're still showing a bit ourselves. I just think I understand. I understand what I said yesterday about David Moyes scouting and not being in a hurry. But if an opportunity presents itself, sometimes you just got to grab it then and there. And I'd like to get this done. It was a really interesting article, which was from who did it? Sports Lens. I don't know. I don't know who Sports Lens are. But they said in it, see if I can find it. Oh yeah. However, Hložek may struggle to adapt to the physical demands of Premier League at the current phase of his playing career. Have they seen him play? This is look, he's 18. It's an 18-year-old in a man's body. You know, I mean, he's strong. The demands, the physical demands. He's a strong lad, big strong lad. He wouldn't be bothered by the physical demands of the Premier League at all. So just weird one for them to say, really. But anyway, we like him. I think he's really, really good. I think it's the opportunity to buy him. It's like 18 months ago was the time to buy Jude Bellingham. I don't say that in hindsight. A few of you, if you're totally nutty and you've been watching this rubbish for long enough, you'll remember me talking about him again about 18 months ago. Sometimes you just got to do it. And not only do it, there's a temptation, talking about Bellingham, there's a temptation to get a player like that and chuck him onto the wing for him to sort of get in. But actually, sometimes you just, and it'd be the same with this Hložek. And I know he does play wide, but sometimes you just got to be brave and you've got to buy him and play him as striker. And as it is with Bellingham, you've got to buy him and play him as a central midfielder, as Dortmund have done it. Any Premier League club could have gone and got that player 6 months before, and it was really evident he was tearing it up at Birmingham. Talking about Bellingham here. So, you know, look, yeah. Now's the time. Now's the time if you want to do it. Lots of Lingard stuff. Someone called Mohammed Ali Camera. There are a lot of cameras. I don't mean that in the obviously in the photographic sense. There are almost as many cameras as Dembele's. And someone said we must sign Adam Armstrong. Well, we mustn't. They don't have to sign him. Same name's getting regurgitated. The other one is Arnaud Danjuma at Bournemouth. Good player, really good player. Bournemouth's best player, quite possibly. But I can't see that we're interested. I can't see that we'd need him. I'll be really, really surprised. But we keep getting linked to him. Not leaked to him, linked to him. Join me at 10 to 8, 5 to 8 tonight for the watch along on this channel. I'll be watching it along with you. And hopefully, you know, we get to see some. I guess it works really well if you're an England fan and we win, because we get to celebrate together. If you're not, if you don't like England and we lose, then you get to see me ranting probably and feeling sorry for myself, which sounds like terrible content. Actually, do you know what? You are better off going to the pub or just watching it without tuning in here.